Okay, another question from your son, your youngest son. In your marriage, who is the crazy one?
I don't know. I think we both have a problem going on here. Who's the crazy one? Would you define crazy for me?
Okay, I'll give you an example of crazy. When I was pregnant, getting ready to have her, and my contractions started.
Her contractions, she meant to say.
My contractions started early in the morning. So I told Stanley, I think we need to go to the hospital. I think I'm about to have this baby. He whipped over in the bed, took his watch off, and we started timing the contractions. And as they got closer together, he decided, yes, I was right. Again, we needed to go to the hospital. So he starts putting his watch on. And of all the huffing and puffing he did do, trying to get his watch back on. And I said, what are you doing? I mean, he was making more noise than I was, and I was in labor. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm trying to get my watch on. I says, well, what did you take your watch off for? He said, I didn't take my watch off. And he was holding it in this hand. I didn't take my watch off. I said, well, if you didn't take it off, why are you trying to put it back on? And this has kind of been the way it has been most of our 48 years together. He doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes. I just roll my eyes, keep my mouth shut.
That is so untrue.
What part?
All of it.
Have you ever seen my roll my eyes?
I've seen you roll your eyes.
There's your truth right there. He just admitted it.
Another question from your youngest son. Who gossips the most?
He loves gossip.
I do not. I detest it.
Oh,
When she
he
gets
loves
up-
it so much.
When she and her sister get together, oh, do they share the gossip?
Now, how do you know?
Because you tell me about it later.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. So
No, we don't.
when we have any social events going on, and I come back home, she'll say, well, what did you hear? What did you learn?
That is not.
We go
That
to
is not true.
we go to
You're supposed to
Thanksgiving,
be truthful here.
Thanksgiving get-togethers, and she said, well, what did you find out?
I have never said that. He is lying through his teeth, and this is Sunday, and he just gave his testimony in meeting.
Oh, my.
Oh, there's no hope for this man. He's lying. I'm not much of a gossiper. People tell me stuff, and if it's not classified, I share it, but I don't gossip. I don't pick up the phone to call somebody to tell them the latest thing. I don't go on social media passing stuff around.
Check her Facebook account.
I don't. I share pictures.
I'll give you her password. Private messaging. Oh, you should see it.
There is nothing in private messaging.
Oh, yes, there is. You said to me one day, come here, look at this. What in the world is going on with her? Look at that. What in the world? Can you imagine what she's thinking? And the conversation went on for probably an hour.
Oh.
See, I told you.
All right, the last question, maybe the hardest one. Who is your favorite child?
I think that question was probably proposed by our youngest child because that question comes at us very often. And if you have three lovely, perfect, wonderful, adorable, infallible, impeccable children, you can't find the perfect one. They're all alike that way. So I'm sorry, but there's no answer for that.
Well, actually,
share equally.
we have finally arrived at the one question that we agree on. I have given you many gifts, and they have been impeccable and beautiful and handsome and smart and oh so wonderful.
I agree.
I wouldn't change anything about them because they're all different, and they are all so much like their mother.
Say, I'm not sure if, they are like their mother, but they get their enduring qualities from their father.
I want to ask this question of the camera. If I am so terrible and just completely wacko, Why, oh why, did you ask me to marry you?
I never
It
said
seems like maybe you're the one that's got a problem.
Well, this
That
is
you're not a very good judge of character with all my flaws.
So this is the way I come in answering that question. It's the way I come to a conclusion on that. Love is blind, but marriage is certainly an eye-opener. You find out everything. You get surprises. But for the most part, it's been good.
And surprising to both of you?
It's been wonderfully surprising.
I would say a summary of our life has been work, a little more work, and a little more work.
And when is the next project coming up? We're supposed to be resting, take a break. Isn't there something more we can do?
Isn't there something
Give me
that
a
we
break.
have started that we need to just finish? Most of our projects all have just a tiny little bit of something left to do. That I don't know, is it to leave a memory of the job? I don't know.
Probably.
But my bathroom's still unfinished. Stairway is still unfinished.
The stairway is the way she wanted it left. I mean,
I think it's finished.
Yeah,
Our driveway
it is.
project is not even anywhere near complete. And we've got a pile of mulch that I've been slowly taking and spreading it out. He took one load of it. What was the size of that truck that brought it?
You mean what we bought or what was left here?
What we bought.
The size of the truck.
How many cubic yards of mulch did you order?
I ordered 5 cubic yards. Which
There
is
you
the
go.
smallest
That's all
order.
I need. 5 cubic yards, and he has
smallest order.
taken one wheelbarrow of it.
Oh, that's not true.
Now, since then, we've had trees cut down with 2 more loads of mulch, and he hasn't done anything with any of that.
See, this is what I'm telling you. We're
And
now. I told you
that's
about.
why I have blisters. Here's my evidence. I have blisters on all these fingers here. Here's one. I've lost all the skin on the heel of my hands because of shoveling, mulching, raking.
If you'll remember earlier, I told you that if you have 3 stories, story 1, story 2, story 3, when you got to the 3rd story, you'd never recognize it if you go back and look at the 1st story. She's now telling the 3rd story.
What do you call that? That's a blister. That's a blister.
I mean,
That's a blister.
That's
a blister.
One load of mulch.
There's a blister right there.
You,
There's proof of the pudding. Blisters. I worked my fingers to the bone.
that's proof that this
And
is
what do I get? Bony fingers.
a little bit more. We'll be coming up with a 4th version of that same story. Pretty good.
Yes.
Because if I'm working with a pint of paint, which is this
Not a
big,
pint, it's a quart.
how can I spill a quart that's this big out of a pint? It
You were
just
not
doesn't work.
It was a.
That's just basic money skills. When are you turning that on?
While Stanley went to Home Depot and to the post office, I painted the closet. I didn't get any drips on anything. And I walked out of the room, I put my paintbrush on top of the bucket. And when I walked back, Stanley had gone into the closet, knocked the paintbrush off the top of the closet, and got paint on the floor. And I said, "Would you please get out of here and look down once in a while?"
That's not the only time she said, "Get out of here." Another time she said, "Don't come in here, don't come in here." So she's bent over like this. "Don't come in, don't come in, don't come in." And I'm thinking, I looked around. She dumped half a can of shellac all over the floor.
And
"Don't come in, don't come in, don't come in." It was kind of like when we were painting this room right here. She dropped a quart of paint on the floor in there. "Oh, don't come in." They tried to wipe it up and make it nice and clean. She dropped some over here on your porch. And in the shop, she knocked a can of paint over. "Don't come in, don't come in,
You know
don't
the
come
peop-
in,
you know
don't come in."
you know the people that
She's done it
spill
about
paint
4
that
times.
way,
A whole,
or the people that work.
a whole quart of paint.
But you weren't working when you knocked my paintbrush off.
That's her excuse. So I touched the paintbrush, but she knocked the can of paint over on the floor 4 times. I hope you got that.
And I'll keep it for history today.